Next card, another mannequin. 3-cost Delusory Warlock. Backup. The cost required to cast your Lightning card name X-Death forward is reduced by 1. It cannot become 0. When it enters, you may search for one job mannequin other than a Lightning and add it to your hand. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So not only does this search for all of your powerful entering effect mannequins, this also searches for your Shintoto mannequin, which is your fixer.
Yep. It is a card
Holy
like
wow.
this. It's a card like this that makes me want to take a minimalistic approach to mannequins. Just run X-Death, the 2 backups, and the water mannequin in this set, and maybe the ice mannequin, and just surround it with Earth Lightning control. You have unparalleled color fixing. Near enough. But also both just happen to be multiplay.
But why do that when you just have Shantotto?
Because of reasons.
Also, backup searcher. Also, I love the fact that somehow Mannequins has done it, that you can play 2 Shantottos at the same time. The legit one and the mannequin one.
You can play 4 Shantottos at the same time.
Oh, god damn it.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It is le funny. You can also technically play 4 Golbezes at the same time.
Oh god, it's worse.
4 Golbez and 4 Two-Trots.
But
no, this card's great.
Yeah, and there's something to say about the water one that we'll add once we get to it. But yeah, mannequins, just all of them. Just read, it's amazing.
It's like, what was this deck missing? Cost reduction for its finisher and search.
Cool, let's just chuck both of those things in the deck.
Yeah. And then give them color fixing as well.
Like, I'm reading this
Oh,
card
and that finisher that we so happen to have, you know what? Let's just reprint that as a rare.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, you know how we did this as a pro... Well, I think at this point, it might as well be a rare between its normal print and the promo print. At this point, it just might as well be a rare, let's be honest. They did kind of turn it into a rare when they did it as a monthly promo.
Yeah. But, wink wink, next card.
Yep. Ha-ha!
Who would have guessed?
Do I need to read this? Oh, I'll read it in case we have some new. 6
Yeah.
cost, X-Death, 8k forward. When X-Death enters the field, you may play 1 job mannequin of 4 cost or less from your hand onto the field. Hint, they're all 4 cost and less. The job mannequin forward you control gain +1 power, and for each job mannequin you control, X-Death gets +1k power. This includes the backups.
Yep.
So here's where it gets really entertaining, right? So with this particular card, I'm not going to talk about the card because we already know that the card is brilliant for mannequins. They use the promo artwork for this particular print of the card, which means that the Opus 2 printing, the actual artwork for that, is going to be the rarer one. And if I build mannequins, I'm going to flex on people, not even use the promo, just use the original artwork.
Yep. I have my 3 original foils, so use them too.
I had
flex.
I have my 3 normals. I had 3 foils at the time, and then I just got rid of them because I don't care about foils. But it was just like this thing's the thing. This is the thing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's gotta flex real hard. Flex.
Yeah. But, X-Death, one of those cool cards that has only gotten even better thanks to this set.
Like I've got a pile of Opus 2 boosters, sealed boosters. I'm hoarding a little bit, and I'm tempted to open them to try and get this guy in the other art, but I'm like, nah, I think I'm good.
Nah, you'll be fine.
But yeah, really good. Mannequin support is just really great right now, and I don't know how I beat 2 of them today. I'm just saying that out.
Yep.
We go to the Lightning 5 cost summon in the cycle of the 2 cost cycle. 5-cost Odin EX. Summon. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, the cost required to cast Odin is reduced by 3. Choose one forward of 5 cost or less. Break it.
Hot take here. This is probably the best of the cycle.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt.
It is the only one I could see being played more consistently.
Yeah, like, it's a card
Clean
name.
removal, EX burst, right name.
Yeah.
Like, this card they have just gotten everything right with. Plus, the full art is gorgeous.
Yeah, from what I saw of it, it does look very nice.
Yeah, this is the 7-cost Odin we deserve.
Yeah. Almost.
I don't think we're gonna get any better than this for this type of effect, to be honest. Not until they start breaking the game, at least.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I love this card. So, sorry, did you just want to say something about it? About the Odin?
I'm fine. I was basically just gonna say it has the right name, so it makes the 6-drop Odin cheaper.
Yep.
So next cost, 2-cost Kane, 9k forward haste. When Kane enters the field from your hand, place 1 brainwash counter on Kane. When Kane is put from field into break zone, if a brainwash counter is placed on Kane, play Kane from your break zone onto your opponent's field. I stole so many of these last weekend, I thought I owned one, and I lost my mind when I couldn't find it, realizing, no, I never played this card, I stole it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
want to hear your opinions on this first.
Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah, I want to hear your opinions on this first. See how this goes.
Okay, so my opinion is really simple. This is brilliant in Golbez. Like the Opus 1 Golbez. It's also a fantastic Phoenix target. It's basically, it also makes RNA phenomenal because it gets back a freaking 9k.
9k haster, even.
9k haste. This card is about 83 different levels of stupid.
You can also technically use the recursion for Sawyer with it. I treat this card the way I would treat Forza. You don't play it from hand. You just do not do that. You do everything
no. You can
else
play it
possible.
from hand. As a game edit, you play it from hand. Absolutely, it's hilarious. But the funny part is, it just doesn't matter. It's stupid, and it's got the right job too. Like, it's got the wrong name, but it's got the right job. It's just like, what? Why? Why does any of these incredibly powerful decks need this kind of support? It's filth.
Also, I know it still gets the counter with this one, but my brain went to El Cid combo.
Yeah.
It's bad, you don't do it, but I just love the idea of play 2 things, burn something, swing the 9k haste.
Yeah.
You what, mate?
You play it with Shulk.
Yeah, you play
Here's
with
my
Shulk.
9k haste. You discard a card, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you still get the counter effect, and it's probably going to go into your opponent's side of the field, but it's just like, that's hilarious. But yeah, barring finishing someone, as you said, I will try and avoid playing this from hand if possible.
Yeah. But that being said, I think you still play this in Dragoons.
Agreed.
Like, it's a giant 2-cost.
Yeah. Like, I could if I played this instead of the generic 5-cost Dragoon to finish you off, it would have just been more of a solid win.
Yeah,
board state.
Like, sure, there's a lot of removal, but 9k is surprisingly solid, even now.
Yeah.
And 9k haste is just hilarious.
Yeah,
by the way, we'll get to that other Dragoon because that's funny as well.
It's the greatest. Yeah, but no, I think this Kane is ridiculous and should be given consideration.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're playing any sort of lightning deck that has any sort of recursion from break zone to play, you're playing
or library to play.
Yeah, deck to play, graveyard to play.
Yeah,
this
anywhere
card
except for from hand.
hilariously dumb, and you don't even mind playing it from hand because I've got a goal. Like if you're playing this card in Golbez, you just go Golbez Cane, swing with the cane,
Yeah.
and even if they kill the cane, you can trade with the Golbez and trigger it.
Well,
Yep.
here's the thing: if you search it with Golbez, it doesn't have a counter on it, so it just dies. Like if you search that
I'm
with
saying if you
Golbez,
play-
it doesn't go to your opponent's field.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. You can play Golbez Cane turn 1, right?
Oh,
Swing with
and
the
want
cane,
them
do
to
its
kill
thing,
it.
whatever. And then,
try-
then you want them to kill it because then your Golbez just sits there going, "I'm your blocker.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only
I
downside
get
for
both
this,
of my forwards back, and I still get a Golbez trigger."
yeah, the only downside for this card is what Arcfiend don't I play in the Golbez deck? That's the only downside to this card.
Oh no, as I mentioned, there's 3 ways to play Golbez now. Like you can
Yeah.
play it as an Archfiend, like the Archfiend Golbez deck. You could play it as Magic School Bus, or you can play it as generic good 2-drops. This one goes in generic good 2-drops.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
if you're putting in generic good 2-drops, its downside is what am I taking out for it, and you just don't give a shit. I was being sarcastic there.
I mean, to be fair, generic good 2-drops, it's Selfie, Luso, Kane, and maybe a Zidane.
Yeah.
No, you'd run Larsa or Charlotte.
Lassa and Charlotte as well, yeah. Yeah, like just 3 gigantic force and protection for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, well, I don't know why people thought I was crazy when I said 2-cost Search Golbez is going to be back. We've been seeing a power creep since last set to here, and 2 costs are getting really good again.
Oh, sorry, we forgot about Shadow Lord. That's another 2-drop 9k. I forgot about
Yeah,
that
Shadow Lord as well, yeah.
one.
Yeah.
It's 2-drop 9k tribal.
Yeah.
It's so freaking dumb.
Pretty stupid.
The question is, do you play backupless Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh again.
Do we just want to go back to set 1 meta? Do we really want to just go that far back?
No, you don't even need to run the Gilgamesh engine anymore, because the reason you ran that is because you had a Legend Gilgamesh at the 2-drop slot, so you could just keep on rinsing and repeating, and you can get that. You could get that Gilgamesh with the Golbez. You don't need to do that anymore.
Yep.
But I'm saying we could technically go back to the set 1 meta decks and just blast from the past.
Well, this set is called Opus 3 called They Want Their Meta Back.
Yeah.
Yes. Opus 3, but we got an extra 1 on the front.
Yeah. It's exactly it.
Alright. So, next card is the 4-cost Kilvat 7k forward, one of the 3 color cycles. If you use wind, destroy 1 monster of cost 3 or less. If you used water, choose 1 forward of cost 3 or less, return it to its owner's hand. This one I think is probably the weakest, I feel, of all of them. Like, I really do not care for either of those 2 effects. The second effect might be good now that we're seeing a lot of 2-cost powerful stuff, but it's to hand, where you'd rather kill stuff.
Here's the thing about this card, though. It's one of the few pieces of monster removal that's in Lightning. Yes, you have to pay Wind for it, and Wind has all the monster removal in the world anyway, but it's one of the few pieces that we get in Lightning.
Yeah. Which hopefully sets a decent precedent.
Yeah,
And saying that, I had a whole bunch of fun with this card at pre-release because somebody had a switched on monster and a 3-drop forward. I just played this with the Wind and Water CP and
Kill bounce.
buy 2 forwards, win the game.
Oh, I love these cards. I love the entire cycle in Limited. These were fun to play in Limited. I hard ran them in those, but I just don't feel monsters are relevant as much at this point.
Well, they can't be, otherwise Realm's broken. But I digress.
Yeah. 4-cost Sakura, backup. You can only pay with Lightning CP to cast Sakura. When Sakura enters the field, choose 1 forward of cost 4 or less your opponent controls. Break it. I would rate this considering the low curve of stuff, but it's still a heavy payment and it's still encouraging mono Lightning, which I don't know.
But here's the thing, though. Like, with a few cards in this set, Mono Lightning is actually pretty poised to make a solid comeback as this like hyper aggressive punch you down until you have nothing left kind of deck.
Yeah. Tempo you out with removal. This fits right in. Because
Yeah, I
it's
agree with
not
that,
like
but-
it name clashes, because the other two Sakuras are garbage.
Yeah. But I also don't like
But
the
this
fact
one-
that it's no value. You're playing 4 cost for 4.
4 for 4 is fine though, because you're getting your resource out of it. So
Yeah, you get
it's,
your back
it's
up.
4 for 4 plus a backup. So it's not
Oh,
bad.
okay, yeah.
It's actually quite fine. Like, remember how good Seymour was back in the day? Like, is it play this card, kill a 3 cost thing? This is play this card, kill a 4 cost thing. That's even better. Sure, you can only pay with Lightning CP, but how much do you care about that?
Well, that's the thing.
If you're that worried about it, it's your other 2 Sakuras that you drew for turn.
Yeah.
True, I just don't. I don't
Oh,
know. I
that's-
just don't. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable that this type of mono lightning will. Maybe the Dragoons deck, but I don't know. Like even then,
I mean, you already have unconditional removal in Dragoons, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm the only one I can think of for mono lightning that's feasible is Dragoons, and I don't think they want this card. But if
Yeah,
mono
but-
lightning makes any sort of return, no, this does go in. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. 3 cost Jake, Marksman. That's the first time I've seen Marksman, I think. 7k forward. When Jake enters the field, choose one active forward opponent controls. Deal it 3k damage for each CP of a different element you pay to cast Jake.
Pretty sure Laguna's also a marksman, so he's not.
Yeah,
the
Laguna.
first, but-
Laguna's a marksman.
That's why I said I think.
But but this card's actually would probably like, if you are building the old Gacha decks from back in Opus 9, this card slips right in. Like, it probably replaces the Allure.
I don't know, like, Spot Haste is pretty good.
Like, Snap Haste is good, don't get me wrong, but I like this card in the fact that it can just go, cool, here's a Snap 9k damage.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going to
incredible.
get the biggest thing out of the way.
It's incredible on that front.
And with the rule of overpaying by 1, you can potentially stretch it to 4 different colors, so 12.
Not really. Only if you're like, no,
And
you
if you
can't do
are
it that way.
required to.
Only if you're required to. Yeah, you max out at 9, but the thing is, though, it's still I'm dealing with your biggest blocker.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's going to trade up pretty much all the time.
And even when it's not, even if you do it for 2, that's still relevant to get some damage in.
Yeah, and like there is a reason for this. It's because FFBE is also kind of into this multicolor matters deck. So you'll have the 9k to be, you'll have the 3 elements to be able to deal 9k.
Yeah, so this is really great FFBE support, and I think just a solid lightning card potentially.
Yeah,
like this one I love because I am seeing lightning move more into multicolor than mono.
because they kind of have to. I feel.
Yeah.
Well, even at 6k damage, that's still enough to deal with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of its own Al Cid.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Even at the low end, you're either killing or you're making their big dude unable to block your small dudes swing in for some damage.
Yeah.
Or you play post combat to kill something they thought they just beat combat.
Yeah, just finish something off.
Yeah, attack with something weak, they block. You go to the second main, play this, kill their big dude, and just go, alright, yours. So he's essentially a marksman. Hey, Rob, I got a question for you. You remember Set 1 Sage, that really good backup?
Yes, I do.
So what if I told you that I have a 4-cost backup called Zemus, that when it enters, choose 1 forward in your break zone added to your hand, but if you've taken 3 damage, you also can get a backup.
My goodness, that is fantastic.
Yeah. No monsters, though.
It
right,
also
Squash
is, though.
Piece?
Yeah, but who cares about monsters in Lightning? This card is actually fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
again, getting stuff back from Break Zone is already really powerful, but getting two things back, you're paying you've got zero CP,
Yeah.
zero CP backup right there.
It's
Yeah,
2 CP.
cards
It's 2 CP
really
with control. Yeah, it's 2 CP with controlled return at worst. 0 CP with 2 controlled returns at best.
Yeah. Super good, although I hate that I can't get back Black Knight with this, unlike Sage. Oh well, the card's still great.
I'm sorry that we can't break a card worse for you. But no, this one's amazing. I really love this card. I think this is going to be, like, at least for a little bit, a staple in most Lightning decks.
Yeah.
I agree. Super good card.
Alright, and we're back to 1-cost monsters. Speaking of what you can't get and don't want. Propagator. When Propagator enters the field, choose one forward. It loses 2k power until end of turn. Damage 3 becomes a 7k forward. Move on, I'm guessing.
I have a bit of a rant about this thing because this particular monster in Final Fantasy VIII, the game, is a very interesting boss fight, right? Because it's not just one of them; it's 8 of them, and you have to defeat them in certain color pairs. Otherwise, the first one replies the second, and you got to go around this ship and find the color pairs. Why the hell couldn't they do that with this thing? Like, why the hell did they have to just go, oh, here's this one-drop monster, it does this lose 2k power, blah, 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 blah. Rage. Violent rage. They done my boy dirty.
Especially when we had such a cool concept with Mega Sisters?
Yeah, Marga Sisters.
Marga Sisters, sorry. Like, they done such a good concept with that. The only problem I had is I wish they did one art of each sister separate, or a promo of one art of each sister sort of thing. But yeah, they could have done something really amazing mechanic-wise with that as well, and they've done it before. They've got some good ideas for that before, and then this one was just like, eh.
So, like, here's where it gets even worse, though, right? The 4 color pairs that they've got are purple, red, yellow, and green. You can fit those into the freaking into the elements of the game. It's just ice and water that miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, just have them be like headhunters, where one of them's like, if you control 8 card name Propagator, do something massive or something.
Yeah,
or if you control like a lightning of this, then you get bonuses.
Yeah, like if
you got the lightning one that pairs with the lightning one, you get the fire one that pairs with the fire one. They didn't have to do my boy dirty like that. It's just so bad.
And do you know what the best thing of that idea would have been? It's promoting multicolor decks, like they've been trying to do. It literally goes with what they're aiming for. But no!
Yeah, no. Times.
Like, we don't get that, but we get Earth card can draw cards. Earth card can draw cards. Oh, it's Kitty. Next card's Kitty. I love this. This confused so many people. 5-cost Behemoth K. 9k forward. When Behemoth K is chosen by a forward's ability, break that forward. When Behemoth K attacks, Behemoth K gets +3 power until end of turn. Behemoth K deals 1 point of damage. Damage 5. Behemoth K gets haste. When Behemoth K is blocked, Behemoth K deals deals your opponent 1 point of damage. Reason I love this card: one of the opponents I played had the Exile. It's the Exile Water card that pick 2 forwards, exile them while this card's on the field. And I played this in response to him searching for that, going, "Go ahead, do it." I really love this card.
So this card is in a business called a closer.
Yep.
This card is just like we're all talking about like this card compared to Astinian. Like where Astinian was just like, I'm either gonna kill 2 things or deal you 2 points. This card just goes, I don't care, you're taking 2. I don't care, you're taking 2. I don't care. You're taking 2. This is basically Archangel hard mode on cocaine.
Yep.
This is literally the BFA of lightning. This is like
Yeah.
This is the
But I reckon-
thing you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, but I reckon this card goes one of 2 ways. It's either meta-defining, like, BFA and stuff, or it's kind of like felt Thanos, where it's really scary on, that everyone's just like, you might play 1. I feel like there isn't a middle ground. So it's either broken or terrible.
Oh, and we forgot to mention, by the way, this card is FFBE, so it gets searched by that Moogle.
Yep, search by Mog, so maybe we can get some Wind Lightning aggro going.
Considering
okay.
the cards that we're getting in this set, we
Yeah,
could definitely get some Wind Lightning aggro going. And
Yeah.
this card is probably going to be one of the centerpieces. This card
Yep.
is amazing.
Yeah, this is your curve topper for Wind Lightning aggro.
Like I had a bad lightning pull when I opened this, and I still forced it, and it kind of worked because I was it was in the deck that I had the mannequin things, so I literally splashed lightning for it and X-Death, and I'm like, I'm okay with this.
Yep.
The only problem I had is I had no lightning with this in hand from turn 1, and I was hoping to draw 1 lightning card to play at turn 1 and just destroy face. Or when I had to discard this for X-Death or vice versa was a little painful, but, you get what you get for sealed.
Yeah, and also, even outside of damage 5, you're in Lightning, you can play Sid Previa and give this thing haste anyway.
Yeah. Or
Exactly.
isn't there the backup that also gives haste as well, technically?
Yeah, it's the Red Mage as well.
Yeah.
Yep, Opus 1, Red. There's you can use Ramu to give this thing haste and get rid of a thing as well. It's just there's so many ways to give this thing haste. It's always dealing your opponent 2 points of damage, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not dealing 2 points of damage, it's dealing 1 and killing a thing because it's swinging at 12.
Yep.
Yeah, 12k attacker is really strong.
There's I see no downside with this card.
This is easily a turn 1 play. This is easily just discard 3 cards, play this, pass.
And hope to God your opponent didn't prep for Neo X-Death.
Yeah, that's the only problem with this versus, say, Tenzin. It doesn't count. Neo X-Death does sort of dominate this one.
But no, still incredible.
No, it's still, comparing to Neo X-Death is just hard to do in general.
Yep.
So, that card is just, well, we already know it's absolute cancer, but the Behemoth K is just if somebody says Hello Kitty, the game's over in 2 turns.
Yep.
I have the most I know this is a warp thing for me. I have the most warp opinion of Neo X-Death because I from the bat just knew how to deal with it when I was playing games. I was killing 3 of them, no sweat, and winning games against it, even turn 1 plays, except a couple of times. So I had the most warped view at the start of Opus 12 where I'm like, this doesn't feel like a threat to me. I keep killing it and winning. And everyone's like, well, but they only played 1. I'm like, no, I went through 3 of them. So I just happened to be playing the right deck at the right time at the start of Opus 12 to the point that at the start, Neo X-Death just felt like nothing to me. And then things started to balance out near the end. But yeah, our next card is a 4-cost March. 8k forward. When it enters the field, your opponent selects 1 forward they control. Deal 4k damage to all the other forwards your opponent controls.
Hey.
Yeah,
This card's actually kind of silly.
Yeah, it's really, it's a really cool design. I love it to bits, especially with the backup that goes with him. But,
yes, the 1k buff.
But where does it go?
Yeah. Lightning ping isn't a thing. Lightning fire ping might not be a thing with certain
It is
hybrid
FFT.
cards. Yeah, but can FFT support this? It's really good against this card is this feels like a card they go, let's print a card that possibly can deal with poultry.
Actually, you know what? As I would probably run this card as probably a 2 of specifically to deal with party decks because
yeah,
they are going to be popular. They are going to be powerful. They are inexpensive to build, and they will just run people over. Being able to just say, you choose something, that's the thing that's not dying today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's basically this is like in a similar vein where fire has cyan to deal with party. This is lightning's answer to party.
Yes. That's what I felt
And,
this
you know,
is.
catch them when they don't have white mage. Just call it a day.
Best part is you can just you can use Renoa to flicker it, and you still deal another 4K to everything.
Yep.
Again, possibly 5 if you have the backup. So yeah, I see a lot of potential. I feel this is a meta counter. As long as the deck it's countering is good, it will be played. When that deck's not, if that deck's not being played, this will go out. It'll come and go depending on what's the deck you want to beat.
If we had a sideboard card, you'd have 2 of them.
Yes, if we could
Hell,
sideboard
even
this game.
ninjas are petrified of this thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great and limited.
Oh,
Especially- especially 'cause
ninjas are petrified of this.
Especially because the opponent will have to pick their edge, because edge dies to this if you have the backup out. So they by default, if you've got the backup out, will have to pick edge and let everything else die, or else lose their edge. Ba-boom.
Yeah. Also murders Vikings.
Yep. But that's kind of a moot point. You want to murder Vikings?
I don't know. I've got ideas.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm scared.
there's ideas around.
Oh, with the new... Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it.
And
We'll
they're
get to
scary. They're real scary. Alright, let's go next.
Thanks.
Yeah, I already had. 7 cost lightning. First time I've seen this character not look like an edgelord, and it still looks like an edgelord. 9k forward. When lightning enters the field, choose up to 2 forwards opponent controls or forwards in your break zone. Remove them from the game. Wait. Okay, so you either remove 2 from them or 2 from your bin. When lightning leaves the
Or
field...
1 from each.
Oh, that's right. This is the card that I used Cat against. When lightning leaves the
Yes.
field, return each card removed by lightning's ability to its owner's hand. Yeah, I remember this one now. Yeah, this is the one I played Kitty to counter.
The way this is worded, if it leaves the field before the enter ability resolves, the 2 things you pick are exiled permanently.
So if you flicker it on the stack, you can potentially remove 2 things forever.
Yep.
You know what's even funnier about this card? The Neo XF trigger goes on the stack above the entering trigger.
Yep.
So you could sacrifice this and they lose their Neo.
Yep. As well as BFA and Behemoth K.
Yep.
So this
They
is
just lose the thing. It's hilarious.
Oh, does this not... Does Behemoth K not get around
Okay,
this?
actually...
Yeah, no. Behemoth K gets exiled permanently.
Oh. Okay.
Behemoth K is not the counter you were thinking it was.
Nope,
No.
it was not. My problem with this wording is this caused a lot of problems in MTG. They fixed it by fixing the wording. So I'm kind of curious in the next few weeks, will they come out and say, no, we intended it to be like the Magic's wording where it doesn't work that way? Or did they intentionally do this going, this is what we want, and we're going to keep an eye on it so it doesn't go out of hand like it did in the other game?
I think this was intentional.
Yeah,
No, this was entirely intentional. Here's my reasoning why. Because Larcasis was printed in this set as well, which basically has the fixed wording, says until it leaves the field. This doesn't have the fixed wording. I believe this is actually worded like this deliberately.
Exactly. Yep. So I'm just personally hoping, because here's the thing I love about the FFTCG game. They look at what mistakes were done by other games and do sort of work on them. So I'm sort of trusting them that they know that this is the broken system, and they're gonna sort of keep it in check a little bit, because stuff like this can get out of hand really quick, really bad.
They have kept it in check because it's a 7 cost.
Yes.
It's very costly for its effect. Although it's saying that removing 2 things is huge.
Yeah. 7 cost remove 2. Like, Raiden costs 9 for crying out loud.
With 9k forward on the field, so...
Yeah. And also...
And even that, if your opponent has no forwards in play, you could just pick 2 forwards in your break zone and just put them underneath it. So it's a 3 cost 9k.
Yeah.
Yeah. And toward that end, even if they deal with this, the stuff goes back to hand, not to field, so they still have to recast it.
Yeah.
They still have to play it again.
So yeah, I'm happy with this. I love it. I'm actually kind of glad Bahamut K doesn't get around it. Actually, now that you mention it, because I know it was intended to be this way. I just hope the R&D department haven't accidentally done another Dadaluma. That's all I ask them to be. Yeah, and it's a hero legend. It's a hero. Wait, the Lightning Hero Legend of the set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a hero that might as well be a legend.
I because the
Like
lightning
what
is also
Allura was
lightning.
back in Opus 5.
Yeah, I thought they were pointing out that it's a heroic, not a legendary as well. But that's also
It is a hero.
valid. Yeah, that's also
hero,
kind of valid. But yeah, I just if anyone from the R&D department is listening, please don't fuck this up. This is awesome. Don't wreck it. That's all I'm asking with this card. Because I was there when the first of these cards came out for MTG, and it was amazing, it was fun, and then it just turned horrible quickly.
Fiend Hunter is a problem.
Yeah.
A 7-cost Fiend Hunter, less so.
Yes. Alright, next card. 2-cost Rafa. Backup. If you control a card named Marsh, if a card named Marsh you control deals damage to a forward, the damage is increased by 1k. So this is the one we were talking about that works with the Marsh and turns it to 5k to everything. So it has a 2-cost backup that pumps it. In color, it also has damage 3 tap, put Raffia into the break zone, choose up to 3 forwards opponent controls, deal them 4k damage. So you could do some serious, interesting board wipe synergy with this and that Marsh. Again, it'll come down to, do you have a slot for this? But if the majority of decks are the low-cost swarm, like Poultry or Ninjas, I would say it's worth it. And again, like Squash P said, FFT.
Yeah, 2-cost Lightning FFT backup, that's really relevant.
Yep.
Huge game. Huge game.
Yep. And the damage 3 effect is, it comes up in a non-zero number of situations, because it's 3 forwards, 4k. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. And if you've played the Marsh that turn on top of it.
Yeah, the Mirac just 9k 3 things, if they've gone wide enough.
So, yeah, I think this is very prevalent. It's something that was needed for FFT. It supports a card that might be an anti-meta card or a in-check card. Again, it's not broken because there's ways around it, like the mages and all that. But, yeah.
In saying that as well, like, if you are at damage 3 and you have this active when you play Mara, this guy says, cool, so 3 things take 9k?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or those 2 things take 9k and I deal with the small thing you wanted to protect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, go on.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah. Speaking of engineers, 3-cost Lid. I just realized the art and I'm moving on. 7-cost forward, 7k forward, sorry. 3-cost 7k forward. When Lid enters the field or is put from field into break zone, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 multi-element card among them to your hand. Return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. It has a special, 1 lightning, choose 1 forward, deal it 7k damage. If you control a multi-element forward, deal it 10k damage instead. I don't say this. I'm not saying this to say the card is bad. I just don't see it working in engineers personally.
Yeah, this is not an engineer card.
No,
this is the big payoff for that multi deck, as I was mentioning earlier with Jake.
Yes.
FFBE is going the multi-element route. This is your main, engine piece.
Yeah, this is a great way to draw 2 cards.
Yep.
Potentially, so...
Yeah. And there are other lids in the game, isn't there? So the special isn't.
Yeah,
too
there's
hard
the
to get
Opus 8 backup, which
Yeah.
if you want to be able to just say spot deal 10k, you can do. But I think it's enough by itself.
No, it definitely is, but it does have that option as well if you can get it to work. And
yeah, totally.
More options with specials are always good.
Absolutely. Yeah, this card is actually pretty nice. I don't think there's really much else we need to say about it. Like, it's a build around me card, but you build to make this card work. Although I think again, this is another case of a lot of people probably want this in full art.
Just
Yeah,
because.
for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Though I'll be honest, it's really good art just in general, despite that part. Like, it's colorful, it's fun, it's got a lot of the mechanic stuff that I like.
It's got a chicken hammer.
Yeah, it's got a giant
Yeah.
chicken hammer.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye first. Yeah, it's a really cool
The
art,
rocket powered chicken hammer.
and she has goggles, so she's a Digimon main character.
She is a gogglehead, yes.
Hey guys, it's our favorite one next. Are you guys ready? Can you? Are you prepared? Are you calm? Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm fine.
2-cost Dragoon 8k forward. Ignore the 5 in the top left, it doesn't exist. If you have cast a Drop Dragoon or card name Dragoon this turn, the cost required to cast Dragoon is reduced by 3. Haste. I'm going to drop the mic and leave. End of stream. We're all... No.
Yeah, so why was this card necessary again?
Yeah, like...
Why wasn't it necessary?
So, when it came to last set, I'll admit I was wrong about the 3-cost Dragoon. Never activate that bottom part of the effect. Turns out it's really consistent. But I was right about the backup making Dragoons playable. This card helps make Dragoons even more playable. More natural haste is not what the deck really deserved.
This technically just replaces the 1-cost one, doesn't it?
The 2-cost one that can pay 1 to gain haste.
No. Oh, does it replace that one? I was thinking this one replaces the 3-cost that can become a 1-cost.
Oh, no. You still play that. Because that's a way to enable this on the cheap.
Okay, so you slot this one into the 2-cost haste one. Okay, yeah, that makes
I
sense.
I think this replaces Astinian, if anything, because...
The reason why I was not too sure about replacing the 2-cost haste one is, even though this is a 2-cost, it doesn't get an Aranea trigger. So you're losing.
But that being said, you're
triggers.
also probably replacing that one with Kane and giving yourself an even better Aranea target. So...
Wait, so you replace the 2-cost with Kane, and what do you replace for this, then?
Astinian and something else.
Okay, cool. Hey, you said I was wrong about that last week.
I told you that, but I don't know.
No, I said I'm taking out Astinian for this, and you're like, no, you take out something else for it.
No, you said you were taking out something else, and I told you to take out Astinian. But I digress. Cards
Okay.
bonkers.
Cards bonkers, amazing. So I'm like, this is just Astinian.
I have nothing to say about it because
It speaks for itself.
it's a 2-drop 8k haste. I don't need to say anything else. It speaks for itself. Oh, and it's multiplayer. I forgot it. Sorry, it is multiplayer as well, so that's kind of a big deal. You can't just go Kane, Goon, swing for 3.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I have with the card is his arms aren't T-posing.
Oh, well, he tried.
Okay, next card. 3-cost Lumina. When Lumina enters the field, you may search for one category 9? Yeah, no, 13. Forward and add it to your hand. I'm not really a fan of 13 in the game, to be honest. I know... Was Moogle Sarah 13?
Mog 13 to... Yeah, she is...
Okay.
13.
So, Lumina in Lightning Returns, spoiler alert for those that haven't actually played the game, Lumina is actually the part of Lightning's soul that she cut out.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually, like, Lightning's younger self, in essence.
So she has a personality?
Yeah. Lumina is Lightning's latent personality that just happens to look like Sarah's regret.
This art I've set up with Lightning looking at the cards has new meaning now, and I love it. The background now works.
But yeah, as far as cards go, it's a 13 searcher that's not in ice, so you can actually play, a different deck that's not ice.
Yeah. Because unlike FFL, which has like ice and wind searches in a deck that's primarily fire water, this has ice and lightning searches in a deck that's ice and lightning, so you're able to both or either, and you don't really get punished for it.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't like this until I realized, wait, no, Mog 13, correct. Yeah, no, I was about, I corrected myself quickly there.
Yeah. Still good.